Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And what are we going to be discussing today?
Today we are discussing 2015's Hell House LLC, directed by Stephen Cognetti.
Ooh. This is a fun watch.
I mean, surprisingly for me it is.
Yeah, because I think it was straight to streaming.
Was it?
I think so.
Huh.
Yeah. Before we get started, what would you like to let the fans know, bud?
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You can find us on Spotify, Google, Apple, and Anchor.
Yep.
Also on Instagram, J Squared Horror Podcast, link tree in the bio. New episodes every Thursday.
Every single Thursday. Two lifelong horror fans decide to get together and talk all things horror.
Yes, we do.
So, this is a found footage haunted house horror film.
Yeah, so two things I'm not really the biggest fan of.
Nope.
But my first thought was combine the two, I'm going to hate this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I just was going into it like, yep, not going to like it.
Yeah. So, it was based in New York.
Okay.
And I was doing some little research, and this was an actual haunted house in a hotel in Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yeah. So there's actually, when the ambulance pulls up, it actually says Pennsylvania on the ambulance.
Does it?
But yeah, it was actually filmed in a location that was already a haunted house. It wasn't an abandoned hotel,
yeah,
but it was an attraction in Pennsylvania.
Cool.
Yeah. So this movie, I like the way they decided to do the storyline, meaning you start off at the most intense part.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have the interviews kind of at first, which is a good touch. Makes it seem very real.
Yeah, I mean, at first, when the movie first started, I was not a fan of that. Yeah. I thought, okay, guys. I mean, it's the right movie.
Yeah.
There's this guy, this author, and this reporter talking. I'm like, all right, can we get to the shit?
But that's real quick. They don't.
It is,
they don't.
I'll give you that.
They do not do not draw that out at all.
They don't. Yeah.
Which is nice, because when it actually starts, it's at the most pivotal part of what happens in this story, which is where people in this attraction, the fans of this attraction, realize that some certain things going on in that building ain't so fake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would know so quickly, though.
Yeah, so just think about it. All right, I did 3 this year, but we did in our area a nationally ranked haunted house.
Just nationally ranked? Nationally
ranked.
What's the rank?
4th.
What?
Yeah.
In the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I think it's number 1 in Virginia.
Well, I figured that. If it's 4th nation, it's got to be 1 in Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's called Frightmare. It's located a whopping 15 minutes from my house, which I love. But, going through that, I remember specifically in one part, it was right after our buddy Mike was in front of us. Mm-hmm. He got pulled because he paid for the extra shit.
Yeah.
They had you can pay extra and get touched. Me and Jake weren't about that life.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch us. So, and we're not scared per se, but I remember specifically when I was watching this movie, it clicked because there's a part in this movie where one of the clown characters is just walking through the crowd the wrong way. Wasn't scaring a single person. And then I remember hearing this, I think when the girl in the basement, she's like, this is not a part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
One of the actresses at Frightmare said those exact same words to us. She was in the little bars. She said those exact same words.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I was like, that's crazy.
I just kept going.
Yeah, no, I didn't stop either. I was like, this is definitely part of the show.
It's not.
I'm going to keep going. But I can only imagine. So like you said, it happens so quickly. And I guess that's one of the less no, not the most not believable thing in this movie. But I gotta say, like, I guess because it's such a mass of fans and people running the wrong way, that other people are just like, okay, something definitely seems off. And I think that once those other things appeared, that's where shit hit the fan. So if like that girl was like, this isn't a part of this, and I'm like, yeah, and I turn and there's 4 people that I've never seen before in the same room as me, okay, yeah, I think I would potentially freak the fuck out too.
I think you're right.
I don't think this is part of the show. I should leave now. But yeah,
it reminds me of when they said the one thing you can't do is go back.
Yeah,
they tell you can't back up.
You cannot. Once you go, you have to keep going through the haunted house.
So because seeing people coming our direction.
But where else were they supposed to go?
Well, according to Frightmare, yeah.
No, in Hell House, it was a basement.
Once they hit the basement,
they have to go back up them stairs. That's the only other way out. It's a basement.
True.
It's not a back door.
It might have those. No,
because think about it. The exit was where that guy ended up taking everyone, I thought.
Yeah, up those stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Because I never remembered seeing another way out of that building. They never, like, fully got to show us everything.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been there, like an exit.
Like you said, it could have been one of those
2 push doors.
Those 2 push doors where, like, they go into the back area.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. I guess we never saw that. And another, so you have the Paul character, who is the guy that usually had the camera.
Dude. At first, he was one of my favorite characters.
He was my favorite character. What didn't you like about him?
Didn't like his work ethic.
Oh, no, he's definitely the cameraman.
Yeah. A little lazy, but that's okay.
He was asked to film everything.
When he said, well, it's my day off today. What day off?
He's like, there are no days off in this. It's crazy because I guess he is the main character.
Is it?
Oh, I mean, he's
him and the other guy who like started it.
Yeah, them 2, and then the girl.
Okay. Yeah,
Sarah.
Yeah, the guy, his girlfriend. Yeah.
His girlfriend, yeah.
So that main guy, he reminded me a lot of you.
Yeah, shut the fuck up and let's do this.
Yeah, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what's going on. We have a job to do.
Yep.
We're going to get this money. Let's do it.
Jake, you got to work till midnight? Hey, we're recording. Shut up and get over here.
Look at Josh leading to death right here.
And I love the part where they're just like, yeah, they just followed him into the thing. He just had that thing about him. And I've been known to have that quality about me, is where it's like, shut up, let's do this. Yeah. Especially if it's something I'm like super into.
Yeah.
So that character, I loved his role because like he's terrified.
Yeah.
He's scared.
The most shit is happening to
him.
Yeah.
And so throughout the movie you pick up on different things, obviously.
The first thing that I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
When he's laying on his bed and someone walks into the room.
Yeah.
You don't see them.
Nope.
They don't.
It's just a shadowy figure.
He's talking to him. They just walk right out.
Yeah. He's like, what are you, sleepwalking? Have they ever done that before? Is this a normal occurrence with your friend group?
No normal trait?
Because that's what I love about found footage films. The thing that I love about found footage films, especially low budget found footage films, because I always realize the higher the budget of the found footage film, the worse it is. Because when you don't have the money to pull shit off, you have to make it happen.
You gotta get creative.
You have to get creative.
Yeah.
And so like something as simple as that was done. So it's the Halloween effect. It's shadow play. That's all it is.
So the one thing I dislike the most about found footage films is the whole holding the camera, they swing it, nothing's there, swinging it back, something's there. There wasn't a lot of that.
No, only
there's a lot of camera swings, so it kind of makes you think it's going to happen.
So there's a lot of setup of that. Yeah. The only time I remember that actually happened was a crazy clown part where that clown was standing in the doorway and looked at him. And then other than that, it wasn't that. It was like the camera actually just seeing it and then him freaking out, but staying on it.
Yeah.
It was never really, other than that one, that's the one I remember off the top of my head. But that's where, like, originally I'd watch this and I was like, okay, that's cool. And like I said, I wasn't really planning on doing an episode on it at the time. So I was just kind of like,
just watching
it was on while I was in my house.
Yeah.
But I sat down and watched this thing for like a movie theater-esque, like lights off. My TV had a decent volume. And I gotta say, it's a really, really well done. Now, there's nothing really to pick apart necessarily about this movie, but like it's just like some of the story is just like, all right, that's a little crazy.
So as far as like the story itself, like the plot per se, I honestly don't remember, and I just watched it, so I feel like that wasn't a major thing.
It wasn't,
because once you get there, all that matters is that we're here and shit is happening.
But it's why the shit happened. They actually do explain it.
Well, they mentioned the dude hung himself.
Yeah.
And
he was creating a portal to hell. Do you remember the phone call at the beginning, the 911 phone call?
Yeah.
If you listen carefully, she says they're taking them into the wall.
Yeah.
That's the portal. That means he successfully created his portal.
So that was where they came out of at the end. They were in the basement. They're coming out of the wall.
Yeah. That's where those black, the cloaked hoodie, or the cloaked monsters with the, one of them had like a Freddy Krueger face.
Are these the people who stayed there that disappeared?
No, the little girl is. The girl that possessed Paul is the little girl that died there. Has to be.
Okay.
Now, what they were, I think they're just demons.
Okay.
I really do. I think that the cloaked figures are
from hell. That
are
makes sense.
demons that take people in that building.
Okay.
That's why the stories were so crazy. People just disappeared.
Yeah.
Why the guy hung himself? Obviously, that's a thing of the demons.
Well, I thought
because of what happens to, I think his name's Adam.
I mean, I thought he. Oh, the main dude that hung himself, or the guy?
Both.
Or the telly guy?
Yeah.
I feel like he hung himself because his hotel wasn't doing well.
I guess he really wanted to feed the demons.
I'm losing money. I gotta kill myself now.
And I guess you also find out that he never had. I guess I read something where you find out in part 2 that he never had the money. Like this was never legal. They did not have permission to be in that building.
What?
Yeah, you find out in part 2.
Like to do the haunted house?
Yes. That's why he's so hush hush. Like, shut the fuck up. Do not draw attention to this. Because think about it. If you have a haunted house, right?
Okay.
If you have a haunted house.
Yeah.
And your people are freaking out that are creating the haunted house, I would blow that up. I would use that. If I'm a promoter.
Of course you would, yeah.
Me personally,
I know, that's why
I'm using that.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at all these bitches. Watch this footage. Like, my commercial would be the footage that made no sense, that they've already shot.
Yeah, because the guy, dude, I'm telling you.
I'm evil.
If this happened, that is you. We are making this happen. We're making all this fucking money.
Yeah.
Stop bitching about it.
Yeah, shut up and let's do it. Because, I mean, at the end, you don't expect your friends to die. You're worried about the bag.
You never think it's going to get that bad.
You don't. I mean, I've ghost hunted before. I put myself in some weird situations with this same type of like vibe, and I can say that like, I guess because none of it happened to me. It all happened to Paul. So like, yeah, I'm definitely still full force ahead.
True.
But one of the things that did annoy me is like, why didn't they listen to him more?
Why would they?
I mean,
he's flaky as fuck.
He is flaky, but like he is legitimately scared.
Okay, I can tell before he had a reputation of just leaving.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like when he has the footage of the clown turning its head.
Okay, that's a good point.
They're all just watching it and being like, I can't explain that. That's the fucking point. Nobody can explain how this mannequin's face, it was standing by itself. Then it looks at me. Then I go find the person that I thought was in the costume. That's impossible. to cover that kind of ground.
Yeah.
And then you go back and it's down at the bottom of the stairs.
Just sitting there.
Just standing. Like, no.
And no one.
And then the other guy, when he goes down, when they find Paul, and all three are looking at him, and he is like, I am done.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, I think at that point, I probably would have been like, ooh.
You'd have pulled the cord?
I might.
You might have?
Might.
Dude.
I would have changed up that lady handcuffed in the basement. I would have made an easier escape. We're going to get out of there, but we're going to make opening night.
You got to pull the cord at that
We're
point.
making opening night.
The only way we can continue is if you can explain to me how all three of these clowns are looking that way.
I hired 3 other actors to sit there.
Explain that, yeah.
I hired 3 other actors to sit there and fuck with you.
Show me them right now.
I go to the town. They found the clown guy at the gas station.
That's true. With the eye thing he can
You know
do?
that was real?
Yeah. I mean, it looks real.
Yeah, he grabs his, like, that's the legit thing of the actors.
Yeah, it looks real.
Yeah.
'Cause it never cuts away. You just see him just grab
He
his
just
eye,
grabs his fucking
pull
eyeball,
it,
dude.
and let it go. Like,
Yeah.
That's real. It's got to be.
That was gross. And that guy looked like a guy I used to work with. It was bugging me
He
the whole
looked
time.
like a guy that could do that.
He looked like a guy
And
that most
also
of us have worked with
was
at some point.
At a gas station.
Yeah, you find a guy at a gas station.
I think it's funny. Like, did he work there? Did he hang out? I don't
Not
even
sure.
know.
And then you have one of my favorite parts of this movie was when the Paul character was going to do the first run through.
Okay.
And he puts the GoPro or whatever it was at the time. I think it's still a GoPro. Puts it on because it was based in 2009. He puts it on his head and he's like, cue lights. And you know, those kinds of things will always play shadow. Like, that's why they do it in a haunted house. It's a trick. Your eyes are taking too long to adjust. And you know, there's 1, 2, 3 mannequins. And then you see the one and you're like, hold on. And then it's like there and he starts freaking out and then runs, looks back. And I think there's more, but you definitely see the one.
Yeah, so I remember that scene. It was like it showed like black and white or something like that.
Yeah, because it was strobing.
It's like the Grim Reaper looking thing.
Yeah,
there's something here. There's a third dude just standing there.
Yeah, that's the demon.
Yeah. Looks away, not there, and I love that it's such genuine reaction.
Yes, it seemed
he
like
starts to panic immediately.
It seemed like that actor was legit, like he didn't know what he was getting into.
And what's crazy is, as much as nothing really scares me per se.
Yeah.
If my eyes tell me 2 are here, I know I work here. I know 2 are here.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Now I see a third one.
You work there.
Yeah.
You know what's there. So either A, somebody's fucking with you and you're going to be mad because you're not letting on the joke, or they don't let up on the joke quick enough.
Yeah.
Or B, this shit needs to be over because I've already seen the clown shit. I've already woken up multiple times in the night.
We got to go.
The girl was talking to herself at a wall.
And the fact that he never mentioned to them someone walked into his room that night.
He thought it was them, so he never even thought to mention it.
The next morning, who the fuck was in my room?
Well, if they're sleepwalking, they're not going to remember.
I don't care. I'm trying to remember. Who was in my room?
That was a big creature, too.
It was
a big
hair was
creature.
all.
Yeah. It's like me and the Michael Myers mask. Like if the hair was all blown in the wind.
But that's the same thing, though. So you're known for not breaking character.
I do not.
So if I were to ask you, was that you? And you were like, no. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I don't break character in character.
Yeah.
I will tell you, yeah, that was me.
Okay.
I'm not the guy that'll like lie to you. Like if I showed up at your apartment and just stood outside and was Michael Myers, and then you hit me up like, dude, were you at my apartment? Like, yeah, that shit was sick, wasn't it? Shit was funny as shit, wasn't it? Like in like July. But yeah, and then so you remember the scene where he runs when he finally gets out from that strobe thing and he pukes? That was real. That was not scripted. That was not a gag.
Real? Okay, so yeah, that's,
actor
like you said,
threw up.
That's someone not knowing the fleet they're getting themselves into.
The actor threw up, and they were just like, "That's amazing."
Yeah, because
we're keeping that in the
you're
film.
fucking scared.
So I'm guessing that I think the actors had to do shit like that, where they weren't told. They were told, put a camera on, go into this room, go. So you saw it before, because that's the only way you can pull off this movie. Because these are not that good actors and actresses.
Yeah,
they're not. I'm telling you, if I was to direct this movie, that's what I'm making all of you do. So you say that I'm an asshole
You're
when
not
it comes
telling
to that?
anyone what was going to happen.
I'm not. I will have other people that are already paid and lined up to do that shit. And I think that's why this movie was so successful.
Just to walk into rooms.
Yeah, because
not say anything.
you're already freaked out. This whole thing has scared you.
You hitting this door.
Yeah.
And you can't get out of it.
Yeah.
Then you get out. A lot of times his genuine reaction, like just running around and asking where the fuck someone was.
Yeah.
It did seem like, dude, this dude's a good actor.
Genuine. Yeah. Either he's Brad Pitt, or it was all done in such a manner to where the only way you're getting this good of acting is not telling them.
Yeah.
And I think like if I was to do this form of a movie, which I would love to try a movie like this,
You just wouldn't tell them.
I wouldn't tell anybody.
No.
I'd have a whole separate cast of people.
So the clown, when he's standing there in the hallway, whatever,
At the basement.
yeah, looking down at the basement, and he looks and looks back, and that clown's looking at
That was
him.
good.
That I didn't expect that for some reason.
Exactly.
Well, thinking comments and telling me I should have, but I didn't.
Yeah. The thing is okay, so then you compare that to the scene where they woke up and it was at the bottom of the stairs from the rooms.
Yeah.
It never changed directions.
Yeah.
So that time you're now expecting it because you've already seen
Exactly.
it. And it doesn't.
But then I thought, well, other dudes here too, and when he walks up to him, it doesn't move. It's just a mannequin. At what point was it a mannequin ever? It was always just lounged down, sitting in the basement.
Yeah, they're mannequins that they use to sit them there, but they're not able to stand. They're not mannequins. I think that's why they sat the three down, because they're just probably like basically like Heyman or not Heyman.
Well, scarecrows. Yeah.
Scarecrow.
Yeah. But
Heyman.
Someone, same thing. Yeah, Heyman. Yeah. So he's like, it's just a mannequin. I would have thought, yeah, but
Then recreate this exact same thing
right now.
Yeah, and that's when you would have caught me red-handed.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, well, I can't.
Yeah, recreate this right now in front of me.
Get on the phone. Hey, Bill, can you get up real quick? One of my other actors are freaking out.
It's just, and I think in the earlier scene with the basement, him looking away type of thing, the fact that it's him with the camera running back up, seeing dude running right back down, never cuts away or anything, and seeing that clown just sitting there, that sells it.
Yeah.
100%.
And the thing is like the other thing they do in this movie that it's like when they look down in the basement, you're always expecting to see something.
Always.
And rarely at the bottom of the stairs do you ever catch anything.
Yeah.
Which is when you expect it the most.
Yeah.
'Cause that's like the hub.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's the hub of activity.
They were waiting for them to set all this stuff up and then come out.
Yeah. And it's just like this haunted house would have scared me. Just the real, like if Hell House was just Hell House LLC.
Yeah.
It wasn't the possessed house. That was a very good haunted house.
It was good. It was good. The different rooms.
Yeah.
Well, it's a hotel.
It's a hotel, so it's a lot of space.
It's a lot more space.
Yeah.
Space for things to hide at and drop down from. I know with Frightmare,
Yeah.
there was stuff spraying me in the face.
Yeah, I was getting squirted. You got shocked by a door.
Yeah, a couple of times. I'm like,
I cheated that system. I let you do it again. I was like, what?
I did it 3 times.
Yeah, the third time I scooted right past
I was
you.
like, what is that? What was that? What is that?
And that's when I was like, Yo. But, and it's great. The thing that a good found footage film will do is use a real life situation and make it scary.
Correct, yeah.
That's ultimately what you look for in a found footage film. So the fact that it was a haunted house, the fact that you then find out that it's haunted. So it's like if they ever turned the Cavalier. Could you imagine if the Cavalier never got renovated?
Oh.
And that would ended up being the biggest haunted attraction of all time.
I can believe
because it's a beautiful hotel.
You know, they said the founder of Coors killed himself there?
Yeah, on the 6th floor.
Literally, could be meta.
Yeah. Meta. Some girl drowned in the pool too.
It's probably just suicide though.
I mean, you got to be some good money with that beer company.
Yeah.
People love them Coors Light.
He's probably there seeing his mother woman. Wife found out. Push him out the window.
It was the 30s. You don't
So?
get caught in the 30s. You got caught in the 30s cheating. You were bad at cheating.
Yeah, because there's no cell phones.
No cell phones. Barely cameras.
There's no way to track you.
Yeah, barely any cameras.
You could
It's
just.
not like somebody just snapped a selfie with you.
Yeah.
Those cameras were like
I mean, are the.
like a whole bulb.
I mean, was the Cord family from Virginia?
I don't think so.
His wife just followed him up here.
So that's a hike, I'm sure.
Then next thing you know, a week later, she showed up.
He could have been partying down at the ocean front, in 1930, whatever.
Just walking down the boardwalk.
There's probably like 3 shops in like that hotel.
Good old days.
Now you get caught doing anything at the ocean front. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, imagine the Cavalier doing that, and then something crazy happening because it's actually known to be haunted.
Yeah. I thought there was something there. You can like stay in like haunted rooms or something like that.
You have to
Cavalier.
it's the 6th floor.
It's
You
like,
just have to try to get a room on the 6th floor.
it's like 1408.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or The Shining or all those.
I still want to stay there for the podcast.
At the Cavalier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Do you know the piano song that plays in this?
Do I know what the song is?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't listen that much.
Meow Mix. Slowed down. Meow, 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 meow.
What?
Yep. The constant piano song that plays in this movie is just Meow Mix slowed down.
All right. Did not know that.
Fun fact.
So those were good scenes too.
There was one that they slipped up on though.
What do you mean?
When the guys were looking for Paul
Okay.
and they run into that room, there is a full head of hair inside of that mask.
I saw that.
Full head of hair. And then
that.
when the investigators go back and they touch the mannequin, it's just the mannequin.
Yeah.
It was a full person. So that person was just trying to sit there as still as possible with their hair sticking out, thinking, I am killing it right now. I got my Oscar coming.
I mean, as far as sitting still, they were killing it.
So everything that was a mannequin was a person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It was like the producers. I really looked this one up.
I can see that.
I was very intrigued by this one.
I mean, it makes sense, especially with the basement clown thing. That was a person.
It was a
there.
producer or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Sarah, the girl.
Yeah.
I guess when they first introduce her, and they ask where has she been, she says, I've been in a better place with my mom and my cat, which I guess if you like listened earlier, she like isn't close with her family or something, or they're like dead. So that was the Easter egg, that she was a ghost. They did really cool stuff in this movie, man.
I never come on to that.
Yeah. Oh no,
Like at all. Like, and I thought
that was the big surprise at the end.
I only knew she was a ghost when after they cut, and she asked them
To go inside the hotel.
go in
Yeah.
there.
She was like almost begging them.
Yeah, she let. That's the only thing stopping you.
Some boards.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah. I don't like her vibe. Let's not go there.
And I'm like, Jake, camera, let's go. If anything, I'm probably more guilty of being that producer.
Yeah,
Actually, I'm probably all the bad characters in this movie.
definitely not going in there.
What?
Don't like her vibe. She's pretty much begging us to go into the hotel.
The content, bro. It's all about the content, bud.
Yeah, okay, well, you two go.
Thought we were best friends.
I'm not going in there.
Come on, bro.
I'm not going in there.
Why?
You have these tapes that somehow the cops didn't get. You got here first. And you're telling me
You have to go inside this house.
you were a part of it. And you got from the basement to the front door.
No, the attic.
Oh.
Yeah. The attic to the front door.
Even worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The attic,
To the front door.
with no issues.
Yeah.
You are possessed by something or you are a ghost.
That line that she says when they ask her that, and she says the cops were already here, that is what she was saying backwards while standing at the wall.
Did a lot of research.
Yeah, dude.
The cops are already here.
Or the cops were coming in. Whatever she says right there, where she explains, when I got to the front door, the cops were already coming in.
Mm-hmm.
That in the scene where they find her alone at the wall in night and you hear her talking, all that is reverse footage of her saying that line.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah. Because it sounds like she's speaking in tongues.
it did.
It's just reversed. of that line. So like, I think the reason they did that was foreshadowing of, I think she was starting to get possessed before anyone else.
When they found her standing next to that statue.
Yeah, it's like Mother Mary or some shit. Yeah.
Sums up.
And it sucks because Paul, that character, was like, he shouldn't have been. But that must have been the room that the girl and the mom stayed in. That's the only reason I think he got first.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And I mean, I get it. I'm a blanket hider. I do that. But after everything I've been through in this house, I can almost guarantee that if I was like, what's that? And I look, you know my hatred of children.
I do.
So if I look and there's a little girl in old school clothes
just sitting there
with a messed up face sitting there, I'm not hiding under my blankets.
Yeah.
I am Marshawn Lynch running out of that. Nothing's going to get beast mode activated. Nothing is going to stop me from getting from point A to point B. I don't care who you are. My grandma, truck stick.
Yeah.
I don't care, dude.
I feel like from what I've seen so far, I'm not laying there with the lights off either, though.
No.
Or I'm sleeping in someone else's room. Something's going to happen to change the dynamic.
And that's the other thing. It's like everybody's terrified at certain parts in this movie.
Yeah.
Flip the light switches, guys.
Yeah.
Get to the control room, turn on the lights.
All of them.
Stop with the $5 flashlight that I got when I first started at Terminex. We got those exact same fucking flashlights that all of us somehow had as kids.
Yeah.
I don't know where them damn things came from, but they got the handle. They're like this big, like that, and they're like a fucking Model A headlight, dude. It's like a foot, and I'm like, that is the least believable thing.
It is.
But you know, everybody had to die,
and it's crazy now knowing. It makes sense, I guess, now knowing that they weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
If you're going by, see all the lights on, you're like, what's going on over here? Someone's going to come investigate or call some police or something.
I think Adam was his name.
That's fucked up.
Well, we got to watch part 2.
So,
because I think it's all Hell House. It's a Hell House LLC 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you told me that.
So they have to be. I can't imagine it varies too much from the original story.
See, and that's my only concern. This movie is so good, and I hate found footage movies like with a passion. I know. I find them so boring, or they don't make sense, or too predictable.
This one, even though it was like, this must have been the lowest budgeted film of all time, because I couldn't even find a budget on it. And you hear all the other shit I found out.
Yeah,
I did research because I was that interested. I wanted to know just what other people were thinking, and like, am I that like desperate for horror content right now?
See, so
I'm just like reaching out, because I'm a big found footage film guy.
I know.
So I was wondering, because we no longer watch movies together. Yeah. We watch them a couple of days or a day before, so we have time to let it marinate, and I can do some research for you guys. And I was wondering the whole time, because after all this time, the amount of movies we watch together, and I can kind of judge where you're going to fall. Yeah. Most of the time. Sometimes you surprise me, like Halloween Ends, when you came back with your little tidbit of information. But I knew there was something inside of me telling me, like, I'm so happy we're doing this, because I think Jake will find the enjoyment. And I think even though it's two things you're not the biggest fan of, they brought them together so well. They did. And I was very excited and very kind of blown away, because I've seen this pop up on my TV for years.
I have to.
And I've never once even thought about clicking on it. I'm like, Hell House LLC.
So
next.
a few days ago, I watched this movie called Hurt.
Okay.
And before I watched it, I scrolled over to Hell House LLC.
That's when I watched.
And I thought, fuck no, I'm not watching this. The little quick tidbit is you can see it's
found footage. Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Hurt.
And when I was watching that found footage documentary, I remember somebody talking about it.
About that movie?
Yeah. Then Courtney, our bartender, told us that she was a big fan of all three of them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what the other two. I don't know if we'll cover them, but I am excited to see.
I'm not even sure if I'll watch them.
You have to.
The first one is so good. And
So separate it.
so I'm a big sequel, well, at least part 2s. And I think
So maybe this will be your.
I think 2s are always good. A lot of time better than the first one. But when it's a trilogy, it's hard. We discussed this before. It's hard for all 3 to be good.
I can't think of many.
None.
If any.
I can think of in horror
There's 0.
where all 3 are good. I got none.
Yeah, usually if the sequel is okay, they just destroy the third one.
Yeah.
But maybe, just maybe, part 2 is better.
Maybe this would be the one thing where all 3 are good.
Maybe. Which based on the first one. Well, no, that's not fair to say.
Well, I feel like, with the first one, I feel like the second one would be good if it kind of explains, like you mentioned, they're not supposed to be there. A little prior backstory.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pick up.
They can even show another one of their houses where like shit could have been going on that nobody even picked up on.
There you go.
And then it could show the end of that one, and then he's then talking about like in his own world, like, oh, there's this abandoned haunted place.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Now that's the only thing that I read that gave any type of spoilers from 2.
Okay.
And it just said that they explain more in part 2, but they were not supposed to be in that house or that hotel. Because it also confused me when the one guy was like quit. He quit. He actually quit.
Yeah.
And they were just out in a field, and he's like, "Fine, I'll stay." Why? Why did that? Why then did the camera not work? Why then did you guys decide to turn off the camera? I want this information.
Yeah.
I thought he bought it. I thought he had spent all the money they'd ever made on any of their other haunted houses and then put it all in this.
Yeah.
But then I read that little factoid and I was like, oh, even worse. They're not even supposed to be there.
That is even worse.
Because, like, who would know? It seems like a very small town in New York.
Like no one would know.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, the Gobbledygooks finally sold it.
The only 2 things what I thought was when they first got there, and when the door opened, he looked very surprised.
Yeah.
I thought, you have a key? Or he's so shocked the door was open.
Huh, look at that.
1. And then 2, when they were talking amongst themselves, after like the first night something happened, one of them did say, I have the feeling we're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I thought, you're not.
You're not.
You're not.
You're not. They're actually
But
not.
now we know you're definitely not.
Maybe they were just trying to make sure it was selling as high as possible. That's why the demons kept messing with people. You didn't buy this. Get out of here. All right. What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I will give Hell House LLC a 7.5.
On a scale from 1 to 10, I also give this movie a 7.5.
Look at that. Okay.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's way better than okay. Obviously not some extravagantly amazing film.
Yeah.
But it does everything that I needed it to do.
It's better than average.
Way better than average, yeah.
Now I'm scared I'm going to watch part 2. Thought, this is a fucking 3.
But then just remember, you always go back to 1. Use the Jake line.
Sure, yeah.
If you don't like it, only watch the first one.
That is correct. I live by that.
Yeah. If I was to ever do a haunted house, you guys better watch out. Because I will pick the most demonically
get everyone
possessed
killed,
place.
pretty much. Yeah.
I think they said like how many? Like 6 people dead. Oof. Can you imagine trying to be a firefighter in that situation?
No.
Like everybody, like you're like, it's a haunted. Like, of course they're coming out and screaming.
Yeah. This is the point.
Yeah. Oh wait, people are dead.
Oh, this is not the point now.
But if people got pulled into the walls, how'd they get an official count?
Maybe someone saw them get pulled in.
1,
So,
2,
I think about 6 people, I think.
4. I think they signed in. I guess they would have sold tickets.
Yeah, but you don't know who you sold them tickets to. It's
But
kind of like their name and
you're
their
out there
faces.
counting. All right, there's 37 people out here. We sold 48 tickets. Well, I'll do the math. That's about how many people we
All
lost
of them
during this.
in the wall.
Whatever happened to the old lady that was letting people in? Did she make it?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. She made it.
I was mad though that actress had to die.
Why?
She was very sweet. The clown guy should have died, but he was just like, I'm out. He was supposed to be down there protecting her.
Yeah.
And as soon as shit got weird, he just tucks and runs.
Yeah.
Could have at least unclipped her handcuffs, gave her a fighting chance.
As you should, though. I mean, I feel
Run or give her a chance? Wow. You just showed your true colors.
Okay, hear me out.
No, there is no hearing you out
There
here.
is. I don't feel like him and that woman were friends or even knew each other.
Still.
What?
I cannot leave a helpless woman handcuffed when my job was to make sure she was okay.
But you can.
That was what I was getting paid to do. I was paid to get put on a clown
You
outfit,
led, or you were.
scare people, and help her.
I mean, first of all, no. I'm sorry. I can't say
Shit hadn't even hit the fan that hard yet.
That's the point. You get out early before it does.
Damn, I walked right into that one.
Because if not, you're both dead.
That's true.
So I risked my life and got killed by some wall demons for some
Close.
chick I don't even know. And I'm probably not getting paid that much anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
The
know.
most I can do is some weird eye shit I can do.
I can touch my eyeball, but
Yeah.
you're in clown makeup. How's that even going to help?
You'll make it work.
He was sitting on the ground with a bunch of mannequins.
You'd have popped up, put his mask up.
Boogity boogity.
That's all I gotta do. But yeah, I'm not gonna save her. I'm sorry.
Did you have a favorite part? Scare? Because you didn't see many of the kills. I guess you did, but
Favorite part to me was the clown basement.
that part.
Yeah,
The first time you see the mannequin standing, and then he just like looks, he turns his head and all that shit. Yeah.
That's my favorite part. What about
Mine was the strobe.
you? Okay.
That whole strobe, because I know in haunted places, like when I did the 3, when we did Frightmare, and you were with me.
Yeah.
I do get a little antsy.
Yeah, well, they're messing with your senses.
Yeah, I don't like people messing with my senses. And the one thing that Frightmare did very well is when they were messing with your senses, and they walked you through that like foot tunnel.
Yeah.
Where it was like 2 air cushions that made you walk like single file with your feet.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that. Because if you would have just grabbed my shoulder, you would have heard a shriek and me hit the ground because I can't run. I don't know how to run like that,
The
man.
one part about Frightmare that I wasn't a fan of, where we had crossed like a tunnel,
Yeah.
and I had thought we had went like the wrong way. I thought, I'm gonna fucking die in there. I would never get out of this tunnel. It's tight. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm done. This is it. I'll just lay flat and
I wouldn't have left you.
go around me, guys.
I wouldn't have left you.
That's the only thing.
I wouldn't
I
have.
hate tight spaces.
I do too. But being
It's so
that
dark and it's like there was no movement. Like, fuck, we're done.
being that I did it for 4 years,
Yeah.
I'm the best person to have in front of you. Because we're not that different in size.
True.
So you know that if I got through there, I can help you get through.
True.
So yeah, that was a very good movie.
Yeah, that was good.
If you guys made it this far into the episode, it's available to watch on Amazon Prime
And on Tubi.
and on Tubi. I'm telling you guys, download Tubi. We are not at all affiliated or sponsored by Tubi, but they have saved my wallet 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Because you watch a couple ads, but you get these amazing horror movies for nothing. You just put in your email address.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Frightmare for having an awesome spooky house that we did. Big shout out to our supporters. Jeff Balance, who does our design work. Lucky Riggs, who does our intro and our outro music. Trademark Printing, who does our printing needs. We do have hoodies for sale. If you guys are interested, DM us on Instagram. J Squared Horror Podcast on Instagram, and we can ship to you. They are $45 a piece, from small to extra large, and from 2X to 3X, they are $55. They are really cool. Thank you guys for tuning in every week to the J Squared Horror Podcast. My name's Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great week, and remember, it's hip to be squared.